5 money mistakes that keep most Americans broke and how to fix them. Right now, as you're watching this, the average American has less than $1,000 in their savings account. Not 1,001, not 1,200, under $1,000. That's it. And if you think that's just people who don't make enough money, think again. Studies show that nearly half of Americans earning over $100,000 a year still live paycheck to paycheck. This is not an income problem. This is a behavior problem. And the really scary part? Most people making these mistakes have absolutely no idea they're doing it. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most common money mistakes that are quietly destroying people's financial futures, and more importantly, exactly how to fix them. Whether you're just starting out or you've been working for years and still feel like you're spinning your wheels, this video is going to change the way you think about your money. So stick with me, because mistake number 3 is the one most people never see coming. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1, living without an emergency fund. Imagine this. It's a Tuesday. You wake up, get ready for work, turn the key in your ignition, and nothing. Your car won't start. The mechanic calls you an hour later and says it's going to cost $1,200. Now here's the question. Do you have $1,200 sitting in a bank account right now that wouldn't completely derail your month? If the answer is no, you are not alone. According to Bankrate's Emergency Savings Report, 24% of American adults have zero emergency savings. Zero. And over 60% say they're uncomfortable with the amount they currently have. This means that a single unexpected expense, a medical bill, a car repair, a broken appliance, can send an otherwise functional financial life into a tailspin. Here's why this matters so much. When you don't have an emergency fund, you don't just face the emergency, you face the emergency plus interest. You put it on a credit card, you pay it off slowly, you pay 18 to 25% interest on top of the original amount, and the debt follows you for months. One $1,200 car repair can cost you $2,000 by the time it's actually paid off. The fix is simple, but it takes discipline. Start building what's called an emergency fund, a separate savings account that you do not touch unless something genuinely unexpected happens. The goal is 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. If that sounds overwhelming, don't panic. Start with $1,000 as your first milestone. Even $500 is infinitely better than zero. Set up an automatic transfer of $50 or $100 every payday into that account and pretend it doesn't exist. You'll get there faster than you think. Mistake number 2, living paycheck to paycheck with no plan. Okay, here's a pattern I want you to recognize. Payday hits. You feel okay for a few days. Then the rent goes out, then the car payment goes out, then utilities, then groceries. Then by day 10 or 12, you're checking your balance before every purchase, doing mental math in the checkout line, hoping the account doesn't go negative before the next paycheck drops. Sound familiar?
Nearly 2 in 3 Americans report living paycheck to paycheck, according to surveys by MarketWatch and PYMTS Intelligence. And the problem isn't always that people are spending on luxuries. A lot of the time, they genuinely don't know where their money is going. There's no plan, no budget. Money comes in, money goes out, and there's a vague hope it all works out. The fix here is not about being perfect with money. It's about having a system. There's a simple framework called the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your take-home pay goes to needs, rent, utilities, food, transportation. 30% goes to wants, dining out, entertainment, subscriptions. 20% goes to savings and debt payoff. That's it. You don't need a fancy app or a financial advisor. You need to tell your money where to go before it disappears on its own. The moment you have a written plan, even a basic one, your entire relationship with money changes. You stop reacting and start making decisions. And that shift alone is worth more than any raise you'll ever get. Mistake number 3. Lifestyle inflation, the silent wealth killer. This is the one I promised you earlier, and this one hits differently because it feels like the right thing to do at the time. You work hard, you get a raise, and you think, I deserve to enjoy this. And you're right, you do deserve to enjoy the results of your hard work. But here's where people go wrong. Let's say you get a $10,000 a year raise. That's exciting. But within a few months, you've moved into a nicer apartment, that's $400 more a month. You upgraded your car, another $300 a month. You're eating out more, buying better clothes, taking better vacations, and almost without realizing it, that entire $10,000 raise is completely absorbed by your new, slightly upgraded lifestyle. You are earning more and feeling exactly the same as before. This is called lifestyle inflation, or lifestyle creep, and it's one of the primary reasons people who earn $60, $70, even $100,000 a year still feel broke. The income goes up, the spending follows, the savings don't move. The fix is to automate your wealth before you touch your raise. The moment you get a salary increase, immediately redirect half of that increase to your savings or investments. If your raise adds $500 a month to your paycheck, automatically transfer $250 to investments. You'll still have more to spend than before, just not all of it. Over 10, 20 years, this one habit is the difference between retiring comfortably and working until you're 70. Mistake number 4. Ignoring your 401k employer match. I want to tell you something that is going to make you a little angry. Every single year, American workers collectively leave $24 billion on the table, with a B. $24 billion of free money that employers are literally offering to give employees, and those employees say, no thanks. Here's how it works. Most employers who offer a 401k plan will match your contributions up to a certain percentage of your salary. So if your employer matches 50% of your contributions up to 6% of your salary, and you make $60,000 a year, that's up to $1,800 of free money per year just for contributing to your own retirement. But according to research by Financial Engines, 1 in 4 workers doesn't contribute enough to get the full match.
Let me put this in real numbers. That missed $1,800 a year, invested with employer match over 20 years with average market returns, could be worth over $42,000. That's a car. That's a down payment. That's a year of living expenses in retirement. And it just vanished because someone didn't adjust their contribution percentage. The fix is so simple it almost feels too easy. Log into your HR portal today, literally today, not next week, and find out what your employer match is. Then make sure your contribution percentage is at least high enough to capture the full match. That is the single highest return financial move you can make. There is no investment in the world that gives you a guaranteed 50 to 100% return on day one. The employer match does. Mistake number 5, buying a new car. All right, this last one is going to ruffle some feathers, but stay with me because the math is undeniable. Buying a brand new car is one of the most financially destructive decisions most middle-class Americans make, and they make it over and over again. Here's what happens. You buy a new car. The moment you drive it off the lot, it loses somewhere between 9 and 11% of its value. By the end of the first year, it's worth about 20% less than what you pay it. You're now paying interest on a loan for an asset that is actively losing value by the month. The average new car payment in the United States is now over $700 per month. Over 5 years, that's $42,000 just in payments, not counting insurance, maintenance, and interest. Compare that to buying a 2- or 3-year-old used version of the same car. You skip the steepest depreciation curve, you often pay cash or finance a much smaller amount, and the car is functionally identical in almost every way. The fix is to let someone else take the depreciation hit. Buy cars that are 2 to 4 years old with reasonable mileage from a reliable make. The money you save over 10 years on car payments alone could be the foundation of a real investment portfolio. Bringing it all together. Let's do a quick recap. Mistake 1. No emergency fund. Fix it by building a $1,000 cushion first, then grow it to 3 to 6 months of expenses. Mistake 2. Living paycheck to paycheck without a plan. Fix it with the 50-30-20 rule and give every dollar a job before it disappears. Mistake 3. Lifestyle inflation. Fix it by automatically saving half of every raise before you can spend it. Mistake 4. Ignoring your 401k match. Fix it today by logging in and making sure you're capturing every dollar your employer is offering you. And mistake 5, buying new cars. Fix it by buying used and letting someone else absorb that first-year depreciation. None of these fixes require you to be a financial genius. None of them require a high income. They require awareness and a small shift in habit. And once you start making them, the compounding effect on your financial life is extraordinary. Now, here's the thing. Fixing these mistakes gets you out of the hole. But to actually build real wealth, you need to understand how to make your money grow. And that is exactly what we cover in our Investing for Beginners video, how to take your first dollar and put it to work. The link is right up here. Go watch it next. And if this video helped you see your finances differently, hit subscribe. We put out new personal finance content every week designed to help you build the kind of life where money is never the thing holding you back. I'll see you in the next one.